Ben de dedim ki ben makyöz olarak eğitimini aldığım zaman bunların eğitimini aynı zamanda hastanelerde fotoğraf çekerek ve birçok yara bere izlerini inceleyerek insanın organizmasını inceleyerek aldığım eğitim bana bunu yapmamamı söylüyor. Siz de bana bunu mu öğreteceksiniz dedim. Ve ben bu çıkıştan sonra inanın işimi kaybettim.
A theater makeup class whenever I was in my early 20s and began to continue doing different makeup projects as a hobby. Over the next 5 years, I was working on small TV projects, small film projects, always learning, always practicing. And now I teach for a very big school in Hollywood as well as doing movie and TV projects. Actors are very intimate with their makeup artists, and you find out many personal things about them, things that probably wouldn't know, shouldn't know, and as a rule, we keep all of these conversations to ourselves.
I think the most known film I did was The Name of the Rose. Then the last film I did was Enemy at the Gates. Then I did Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich, and now I just finished with Joseph Fiennes a big film about Martin Luther. Many years ago it was usual in Germany that you have to get, when you want to get a makeup artist, you have to learn for 3 years a hairdresser, and after 3 years you join a theater or television company, and then you make at least another 2 years of training, and then you can pass an examination and you're a trained makeup artist. That's the way it was in Germany. Now it's the education for 3 years on schools or on TV station and theaters. So at least 3 years you have to learn now in Germany. In the makeup sector, I think the biggest change is when I started on television, also on the small film projects, they didn't want to have any blood. No blood, because it's ugly on film, on blood on film was absolute unusual. When you see all the great westerns they did in Hollywood and the big fights in saloons and everywhere, they hit each other in the face and completely, but no blood. You don't, even on the black and white films, you don't see any blood because it was absolutely unusual. And later on, and it starts, the director to say, a little bit blood from the nose, a little bit blood from the lips, and it started, and then now we are cutting throats, cutting stomachs, and it's completely different. But in my opinion, it's still not necessary to use a lot of. You met a lot of people, you met a lot of interesting people, you meet also boring people. But the best thing, and next best thing is you can travel around the world and you get paid when you're in the film business, and every job is different. You nearly never do the same thing. That's the most interesting thing. I think the most difficult thing is what is in the director's mind, how an actor or an actress has to look like. Because they say, I want her beautiful. But his point of beautifulness and my point of beautifulness is different maybe. So I have to smell at least what he might have in his mind. That's most difficult. Not even the big makeup changes, and just a little to get to know what the director wants. Very often they can't tell you exactly what they like to get. For example, Jean-Jacques Arnaud is a director. He plays the part in front of you, and then you know exactly what he wants. And The Name of the Rose, you see there comes a monkey, it's a big one. And so, he's big and he drinks a lot of wine, and in front of you, and then you get exactly the imagination of what he wants to get on the face. He has to be patient, he has to be interested, and he has to have the willing of working when it must be 24 hours and not after 3 weeks. Now I'm tired, I worked 18 hours a day and I don't like to work at night and I don't like to work around and the food is bad, and so then get to the post mail or somewhere else and don't get a makeup artist. A makeup artist is a compare from the handcraft you're doing. It's also a very psychologic job, because when the first thing you get and the actor or actress sees in the morning is the makeup artist, and he touches her face or his face, and if the makeup artist also is in a bad mood, he can involve the actor in a bad mood, or the actor is in a bad mood, then you can make little jokes when and you get, everything is nice and it's beautiful, and after a while he gets out of the trailer and get on the set to work and he feels good. It's not just the handcraft you do, because also it's a psychological job, and it's also the responsibility what you have to have as a makeup artist to get an actor well feeling out of the trailer on the set. I think, and when the makeup artists who are doing photo shootings or video clips, although they get called 2 days in advance, but big international movie productions, they start at least 3 months in advance. So they call you, then you meet the director, then it's very often when you work with big stars, you get a meeting with the big stars, because they have to tell that they are willing to work with you, because they also have their names on the list. So then you meet these people, then you speak about the script what you got in advance, you read it, and you tell the director which kind of problem you see for your department. Then you go to the actor and you talk to the actor what you think what he should look like, but also the actor has in his mind what he should look like. And sometimes it happens the makeup artist, the director and the actor, all three, we have different meanings about the part. So then we have meeting, we do makeup tests, and we do first what the director think, what the actors think, and sometimes what the makeup artists think, and sometimes they get a mixture of three, sometimes the actor gets his, and we all agree. So it's a finding of the look of the part. It's sometimes very, very difficult. It's like a little bit changing of a hairstyle or little bit darker makeup, so sometimes it's a way to find the final part. That's just for the main actors. We do it in the morning, then we are going to shoot, and sometimes also on the set we have changes, because the hairstyle, after when it was raining you have to redo the hairstyle, or she was crying, then you have to redo the makeup, and then also during the day very often you shoot different scenes, because maybe you start in the morning with an old age makeup, and then in the afternoon you do the scene 10 years before, or different. So then you have to do the changes during the day, and then during the day you see other actors, maybe they come the next 2 or 3 days on a set, because you don't see every actor before we start the film, because you have to prep and do preparations for the actors during the film too. So you are quite busy in the morning, and changes and then preparation. So very often you have to work. For example, on Enemy at the Gates I had a fixed employ 8 makeup artists, and for the big war scenes I got about 60 pupils from my school. They worked with us. Now, during the shoot of Martin Luther, we had about 10 makeup artists and about 50 students with me. That also beauty makeup will be done by airbrush, not just body painting, and it's pretty simple, but beautiful makeup, because in the States many people train now for beauty makeup on airbrush, because many actresses don't want to get touched anymore with brushes and sponges.
Why?
They think maybe it's unhealthy or dirty, or does hurt the skin, so airbrush will be the future for beauty makeup.